Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about multiplying polynomials. This is basically just distributing, and I'm going to show you how to do it, and I'm also going to show you a couple of shortcuts actually on how to do the multiplying part. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so it really is just straight up distributing. So when you get a problem, like 3x to the third times negative 2x squared plus 5x minus 7, that 3x to the third on the outside needs to be applied to each term on the inside. So it's very, very similar to the stuff that we've already been doing. The only difference now is that we have exponents. So it's very good. It's very, very good that we learned how to multiply exponents that have the same base, because that means we can add their exponents. Okay? So we got, for the red, 3 times negative 2 gives me the negative 6, and x to the third times x squared. I just go ahead and add the exponents together, and I get 5. So negative 6x to the fifth. For the green, same thing. 3 times 5 gives me 15. X to the third times x will give me x to the fourth. I just add. It's a positive 15. And then 3 times negative 7 gives me negative 21, and there's nothing to multiply the x to the third with, so it's just negative 21x to the third. Okay? And we talked about making sure it's in standard form. We got 5, 4, and 3, so it is. We just go ahead and put it together. Negative 6x to the fifth plus 15x to the fourth minus 21x to the third. Ta-da. That's all we have to do. That's when we have a monomial on the outside, and that would be the same if we were applying it to a binomial, a trinomial, a polynomial. Doesn't matter. Now let's talk about what happens when we have a binomial being multiplied with a binomial, like this. Okay? We have to distribute this, and the way I did this I don't really like, but we'll do it anyway. So when we distribute this, this actually becomes, let's see, we got x times, we're distributing out the x plus 3, so we get x times x plus 3 minus 6 times the x plus 3. 3. So we just distributed that x plus 3 out. We distributed the whole thing. So now, if you look at it, we actually have to distribute again the x to the x plus 3 and the negative 6 to the x plus 3, giving us x squared, which I can't do right now. Actually, I'll just go ahead and do this. We'll leave it alone. So we just distribute it that way. Okay? Giving us x squared. Haha, I figured it out. X squared. And then we get, wrong one. Oh well. Then we get x times 3 gives us 3x. Negative 6 times x gives us negative 6x. And negative 6 times 3 gives us negative 18. So I wanted to show it to you this way, because if you do it this way, you see all the different colors? We get the x squared by multiplying the x times this x. We get the negative 6x by multiplying this x out here by this negative 6 on the end. We get the 3x from the 3 and the x in the middle. And we get the negative 18x by the 3 and the negative 6. That's going to help you understand the next part. Okay? Once we get here, though, we just go ahead and combine our like terms. Negative 6x and 3x are like terms, because they both have the x. They make negative 3x. So we get x squared minus 3x minus 18. That is our thing. What's it called? That's our polynomial when we multiply it. Okay? So I don't want to do that one next. We'll do this one. Sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit. Actually, a lot. Yeah. No. Okay, I'll go back. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. Another way to do it is using a Punnett Square. I don't know how many of you guys have used Punnett Squares in science, but it's an excellent way to multiply things if you don't really like all the messiness of distributing. Okay? So what you do is you take your first one, which was the binomial of x plus 3. So, and we put that on the top. We just put each term over a box. X and then the positive 3. The other binomial, which was x minus 6, we put on the sides. So x minus 6. This will work when we have two binomials, a monomial and a trinomial, two trinomials. It'll all work. Okay? So now we just go ahead and multiply to get stuff in the box. So x times x gives us x squared. X times 3 will give us 3x. X times negative 6 gives us negative 6x. Negative 6 times 3 gives us negative 18. So then you go ahead and combine like terms. So x squared is by itself. 3x and, oh, sorry, this is still color-coded. 3x and negative 6x are diagonal from each other, but they're also like terms, so they will actually combine. And then negative 18 is by itself. So you could also just write it out. X squared, just take them out of the box. Whatever sign they have, that's the either addition or minus sign, or subtraction sign, I mean. And then you go ahead and you can combine like terms here, or you can do it within the box. But you'll get x squared minus 3x minus 18 again. So you can go ahead and use the Punnett Square, you can use distributive property, or you could actually use this next one called FOIL. So FOIL is just a shortcut way, it's a quick way of remembering how to do it. This is where the colors that we used came in. But it will only work when you multiply two binomials. It won't work with any trinomials or monomials, or polynomials in general. Okay? So what it does is actually, it lets you know, like F stands for first, O stands for outer, I stands for inner, and L stands for last. So you can get your terms, your four terms that we've gotten so far, just by multiplying that way. So F stands for first. You multiply the first terms of each binomial together. Oop, did the wrong color, red. X times x. That's going to give you the x squared. O stands for outer, so you multiply the outer terms of each binomial, the x and the negative 6 together. You get negative 6x. Inner is your blue. You multiply the two inner terms here, the 3 and the x. You get positive 3x. And L stands for last. The last one of each binomial, the 3 and the negative 6, gives you negative 18. Again, combine your like terms. You still get x squared minus 3x minus 18. And there you go. Okay? So now I know you're going to... Oh, fudge. Properties. You don't see any of this. Ignore, 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 ignore. Ignore, 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 ignore. You don't see anything at all. You're blinded. Okay, let's go back. No. There we go. I fixed it. So you're going to try these on your own and multiply them. You can use FOIL, you can use distributive property, you can use the Punnett squares. I don't care. Okay? So go ahead and try these on your own. When you come back, I'll have answers to both of them. Okay? Good luck. Alright, so since you could have done it 3 different ways, I am not going to show you all 3 different ways. I'm going to show you the 4 terms you should get when you multiply these two binomials together. Okay? So 3x times 2x would give you the 6x squared. So you should get negative 6x squared minus 12x plus 6x minus 12 in some form or another. And then you need to combine like terms because this is not your final answer. The negative 12x and the 6x giving you negative 6x. And that would be your final answer. Okay? B, you go ahead and multiply. You get 4 terms. The 4x squared minus 2x minus 8x plus 4. Simplify by combining your like terms. So you get 4x squared minus 10x plus 4. Okay? If you have any questions, please write them down and I'll answer them next time I see you. But yeah, that's it. Multiplying, straightforward. You can distribute, Punnett square, or FOIL it if it's binomials. Okay? Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye!